Collie, and we are going to do some restorative yoga today. It's November, seems like a good time for it. It's always a good time for it, but especially right now. This practice will be a little shorter than the other ones I posted. I just wanted to make it a little more accessible in that way. And so it'll probably be close to 40 minutes. And if you just want to turn things off at the end before that last shape or during that last shape and continue your practice even longer, that's always an option. You certainly don't have to end the practice when this video ends. The things that we'll need today are, if you have blocks would be great. If you don't, then maybe some towels that you could roll, pillows. Books probably are not the best substitute for what we're going to do today. Something more along the lines of those pillows, towels, or blocks would be better. And if you have bolsters, or if you can come up with something that's like a bolster, so maybe a couch cushion, a pillow, or even folded blankets will do. A blanket, maybe to cover yourself with, eye pillows, sandbags, any props that you have. All the props are good for restorative. So for this practice today, we'll start lying down, and if you want to have a folded blanket or bolster under your back, you can do that, just running the length of your spine. Laying down over that prop, you can let your arms go out like a T or in any angle, maybe down by your sides or anywhere in between. Starting to let your body land in this space. That's the easy part. Then starting to let your breath just land in your body. Feeling your inhales and exhales, that movement that your breath creates, a flow in and a wash out. Letting all those thoughts, one by one, just start to settle down. Imagining, if you can, maybe a wall in the room where you are. That wall has a curtain over it. When you pull the curtain back, there's lots of little hooks on it. Each of those hooks are there for you to hang all the things that keep your mind busy. So maybe just starting to hang things up on those hooks, maybe starting with the obvious things. If you just took your mat out of a mat bag, maybe hanging that mat bag on a hook. Maybe you have a rain jacket, keys. You can also put your grocery list, all of your to-do lists, all of your worries, just one by one as they come up. Just kind of plucking them up, carefully placing them on their own little hook. Just letting them have that space. They'll be safe there. Continuing to just put them up there one by one. Letting your mind slow down a little bit. We can't make all those thoughts stop or disappear. That's not the point. But we can just try to detach from them a little bit. They're still important, and they'll still be there when we need them. It's also important to take a little bit of time for yourself to rest, restore, renew, so that you can give the best of yourself to all the people, all the things around you. Once you have placed as many of those thoughts, those distractions up on the hooks, just letting that curtain fall back over them. Just creating a little distance, a little separation. If at any time, or I should say when at any time during the practice, another thought comes up, just imagining pulling that curtain back enough to place whatever it is on a hook, keeping it safe, coming back to your practice. In a moment, we'll take a counted breathing exercise. We'll do 5 counts in, a 4 count hold, 7 counts out, and a 4 count hold. If those breaths don't work for you, maybe just finding an even inhale and even exhale to stay with. If you want to come with me, taking an inhale in here, just holding the breath that you have, and then exhaling everything out. And then inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, hold, 2, 3, 4, exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, hold, 2, 3, 4. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, hold, 2, 3, 4, exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, hold, 2, 3, 4. Last one, inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, hold, 2, 3, 4, exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, hold, 2, 3, 4. Dropping those holds, coming back to your even inhale and exhale, allowing your breath to be the guiding light of this practice. Just letting it move through your body, allowing it to move your body. Letting it be a focal point of centering. If you have something under your spine, you can leave it there for now. And just crossing your arms one over the other. Letting your hands fall back by your shoulders. Maybe reaching for your shoulder blades, or maybe just letting your hands hang. Adjusting, maybe letting those arms come a little further away from your face so they're not compressing your neck. Opening across your back, a little compression through the chest. Allowing your face to soften in the shape, your cheeks, your jaw, your eyes. Seeing how much of this practice you can do with your eyes closed. Starting to open your arms wide and then switching. Crossing your arms over your chest, this time the opposite arm up closer to your chin. Again, maybe reaching for shoulder blades or just letting your hands hang. Releasing through your shoulders, your neck. Again, allowing your face to soften. Starting to unwind your arms, just rolling to your side enough to take any prop you have out, placing it to the side, and bringing your knees into your chest. Rocking side to side, feeling that release through all those small muscles that run down either side of your spine. Starting to come back to center and finding your way up to a seat. Maybe just turning to your side to come up, or taking some rocks and rolls on your spine to find your way up to a seat. Once you get here, just finding an easy seated shape. Bringing your hands to your knees and taking a couple rounds of seated cat-cow. So as you exhale, rounding through your spine, letting your chin come down towards your chest. And then as you inhale, opening up, really imagining opening through your chest, heart forward as you gaze up. Then exhale, again rounding. Maybe your chin comes all the way down to your chest. Again, inhale, thinking about that heart being forward. Coming back down, straight spine, letting your left hand come down towards the mat and sending your left ear over towards your left shoulder. Extending your right hand out and letting your fingers come up, so flexing that right hand. That nerve running from the neck into the arm, lengthening. You can find any movement through your hand, maybe switching to send your fingers down. Maybe switching between those two, flexing and sending your fingers down. On your next inhale, letting your right arm come up and over, opening through your right side body, pushing down through your right hip, your shoulder, and the right pulling back, keeping the crown of your head, the back of your head pulled back. Coming back up through center, this time right hand down, right ear over towards that right shoulder, and extending your left arm out, fingers up. Noticing the sensations that you feel when you do that, being mindful of them, releasing through any shapes if they're not working for you. Maybe sending those fingers down, different stretch, alternating between those two. Seeing what's best in your body. Next inhale, left arm up and over, grounding down through both hips. Left shoulder pulled back, big opening through that left side body. Coming back up, that straight spine, and then finding your way into tabletop. Once you get here, sending your fingers towards the edges of your mat, sending them out. Once you get here, starting to just make some circles. So imagining just circling through your wrists, allowing your torso, your hips to move. Finding any sticky spots, you can always stay there. Reversing direction, making knees in the opposite direction. Coming back to center, and then sending your fingers back towards your knees. Big stretch through that back side of the forearm, the wrist. Again, maybe making some little circles here. Just a couple in each direction. Coming back to center. curling your toes under and just starting to send your hips back, getting into a bigger wrist stretch here, a little bit of a toe stretch at the same time. Staying with your 4-count breath. Starting to come forward again, switching those palms, sitting back on your heels and just shaking your hands out for a moment. Moving everything through your wrists. Coming forward again, starting to bring your blocks to either side of the mat. When you come down, you'll probably have to adjust them, but starting to lower yourself down. And when you get here, you want these blocks to be under your shoulders. You have to angle them in. You may be able to keep them straight. Letting your forehead come down so your shoulders will be up and off the mat. It'll take a little bit of the pressure off of your face as we are in this face down shape. Letting your arms go down long beside you. Forehead on the mat. Maybe rocking side to side across it just a little bit. Feeling the front side of your body move against the mat with your inhales. Allowing your shoulders, your neck to relax. Just taking a couple more breaths here. Starting to move those blocks off to the side. Letting your hands come off the mat, elbows up towards the ceiling, just fingertips down. Taking a couple rounds of modified cobra. So as you inhale, pushing down into your fingers, lifting your chest. Exhale, coming back down. Again, inhale. And exhale. One more like that. Inhale. And exhale back down. Starting to push into your hands, coming back. Going all the way into child's. Coming back into tabletop. And then starting to send your knees wide. Letting your hips come back and down. Just getting into this shape a little slowly after having been on our bellies. Coming into child's, arms extended forward. Again, maybe forehead comes down. You can place a block or a blanket under your head, making that floor a little bit closer. Releasing through your hips, your spine. Starting to move back up through tabletop and into a seat again. Once you get here, letting your right leg go long, keeping the left sole of the foot on the mat. Inhale brings your right arm up, and as you exhale, wrapping your right arm around your bent leg and over your left shoulder. That twist through your torso, through your spine. Letting your gaze go off behind you. Inhales, creating that length, crown of the head, getting a little closer to the ceiling. Exhales, sinking you into this twist. unwind. For a counter twist here, we're gonna stay a little longer in a restorative shape. So with that right leg that was straight, starting to bend it and sending your left leg behind you. So you want your right leg bent in front of you, your left leg going behind you, a little space in between your left knee and your right foot if you can. And then if you have pillows, props, bolsters, putting them over to the right. And then trying to imagine that your chest is going to come down onto these bolsters. So laying down over them, if you can, gazing to the right, trying to get your belly onto those props, those right ribs, spinning open. Adjusting through your legs, adjusting any props, making the shape work for you. Allowing your props to fully support you, releasing onto them, not holding on anywhere. We'll stay here for a minute or two. Coming back to your inhales and exhales. Anything that comes up, remembering that you can hang it on your wall, letting it stay safe there, allowing you to be fully present in this practice. Beginning to slowly come out of this shape. Placing those props aside for now as we switch to the other side. Just bringing that left leg out straight in front. Right sole of the foot coming down. Adjusting, making sure you have a square seat on your mat or on the floor. Wrapping maybe the right arm around that knee to start, left arm coming up, and then as you exhale, taking that wrap over that right shoulder. Left arm wrapping the bent knee, gaze over your right shoulder. Inhales, helping you find that length in your spine. Exhales, helping you find your twist. Letting these twists ring out so that when we open, all that new circulation can flow in. Starting to unwind here, beginning to bend your left leg in front of you, right leg behind, taking your props over to the opposite side. Once you get there, again, turning your torso so that you can lay down, trying to get your chest onto those props, gazing towards the left. Releasing into this shape. Trying to maybe spin those left ribs up a little bit, right one's down. Allow your chest, your belly to come onto the bolster, knowing that these props will fully support you. Your only job here is to rest. Staying with your breath. Again, beginning to unwind, placing those props aside, letting the soles of the feet come to the floor in front of you, about hip width distance apart, and just windshield wipering back and forth. Taking note of all those points of contact, massage across your hips, your glutes, your tailbone. Once you even that out, starting to lower yourself back down onto the mat. Once you get here, stretching long, fingers and toes going in opposite directions. Feeling that full length of your spine, maybe stretching one side long, and then the other. And starting to pull your right knee into your chest. Letting your biceps do all the work here. Feeling that compression. And starting to find a twist. Letting your right leg fall across your body. You can use props to put underneath your leg, or you can just stack your knees. So right leg falling across, opening over your right shoulder, allowing your gaze to go in that direction. Trying to keep both shoulders down. Just like in that seated twist, letting your inhale help you find length through your spine. Your exhale sinking you a little deeper into the twist. One more round of breath here. beginning to unwind back onto your spine. Right leg going long, left leg pulling in. Noticing that compression between your thigh, your belly, your chest, neck and shoulders released. And then finding your twist on this side. Left leg falling across. Again, maybe stacking knees or finding props to help. Opening over your left shoulder. Trying to keep both shoulders down. Inhaling for length and exhaling for depth. Again, coming back onto your spine. Soles of the feet coming to the mat. We'll take a supported bridge for a few breaths. So if you have a block or a bolster that you can use for that support, reaching for it now. And then pushing into your feet to lift your hips up and placing whatever prop you have. Maybe it's a block, a bolster, a folded blanket under your hips. Just getting a little bit of an elevation. You can stay here in this shape with your feet down, or you can send your feet up towards the ceiling. Really maximizing this inversion. Allowing for that centering, reversal of flow. Still staying with those inhales and exhales. And starting to bring your feet back down if they're not already there. And pushing into your feet to lift your hips up, taking that prop out. Starting to bring your knees into your chest one last time. Again, rocking side to side. For our last shape today, you can just take the classic Shavasana on your back, or if you want to make it a little different, you can take a bound angle. So soles of your feet together out pretty wide. I like to put blocks under my thighs just for a little support. And then putting probably the same prop that you used at the beginning of the practice along your spine, laying back. Maybe adjusting those blocks just so your legs are supported. If you have a blanket or an eye pillow, whatever you need to make this shape as comfortable as possible. Finding your rest in the shape. Coming back, noticing your physical body resting here. Your breath resting in your body. Revisiting that wall, placing anything that's come up on its little hook. Placing as many things as you need to there. Letting that curtain come back down. Coming back to your practice. Staying in this stillness. Trying to find a singular focus. Maybe it's just your breath moving in and out. Stay here for a few minutes. I'll let you know when it's time to move. If you want to continue this practice even longer, just closing your device, turning it off. If you're ready to continue on with your day, allowing your next breath to be deeper than the last. Feeling that movement of your chest as it rises and falls with those breaths. Starting to bring movement back in through your fingers, your toes. Finding any last shapes you need. Stretching long, pulling in, rocking your head side to side. Taking your time, ultimately meeting on our right sides. Once you get there, taking a moment, using this as a reset. Knowing that through your breath, some simple movements, some stillness can help reset that nervous system, down regulating that fight or flight side and up regulating the restful, renewing side. Allowing you to be the best person you can be for all the situations yet to come. Knowing that all those distractions, all those thoughts that you hung on those hooks are still there. After this practice, you can pick up all the ones that you need and leave all of the ones that you don't. Starting to find your way up to a seat. Bringing your hands to heart center, keeping your eyes closed if you can. Pulling in the thought of gratitude, however big, however small, just to complete this practice. Something that makes your heart grow a little warmer. Starting to let light back in. Thank you, as always, for practicing with me today. Hope it's the part of a good day. Namaste.